It's doing yeah, we on there. You see what I said before. DT.
All right, we're going live, gentlemen. All right, peace world. It's Pappy Come On Freeman, Angry Black Man in Therapy, representing one half of We Hack Radio. We're here on the radical side of Martin King Avenue in Anacostia. It's such an honor to be speaking to these gentlemen today. For those of you who caught the promo video yesterday, you know what it is. And for those who don't, welcome. We have an original content program coming to Washington, D.C. And we've seen so many shows depicting scenes from Washington, D.C., mostly Washington, very little D.C., but that has changed. But now they've gone beyond just locations and stock footage. It's actually being produced here in Washington, D.C. It's actually about Washington, D.C. And that's why we're so honored to speak to these guys, because we don't no longer have to leave the city to be recognized by the city. These gentlemen have taken upon themselves to put in their work to do this. And these are the producers of the brand new TV show, Union, coming to Washington, D.C., and they're making history with this production because it's the first TV show in the history of television to be broadcasted in an actual bar that's in operation. So they break it down barriers and they're making history. I want to welcome these gentlemen, the producers of Union TV sitcom starring DC's own, the iconic Tommy Davidson. So honored to have these gentlemen on. Brother Bruce, tell them what started this. You know, y'all guys have got this beautiful public partnership together. It's unseen before. So how did this come about? How did this become about?
Well, thanks, man, for having us on the show. I'm Bruce Walker. I'm Associate Director of Television and Entertainment for the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment. And this is Russell Webster, who is the President and CEO of District Union Films. To give you guys a good perspective of how this came about, first I have to say that Mayor Muriel Bowser started the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment about 7 years ago. And the reason she put this together was to bring, obviously, entertainment, music, film, and television all under one house and build an entertainment platform and structure for Washington, D.C., sort of like what Atlanta did. So a bunch of us from the entertainment world came here, was afforded the opportunity to come here and actually help build and develop content ourselves, and also partner with people like Russell and the companies that are here on public-private partnerships to support the evolution of the creatives in DC, the creative companies in DC, and give really a good platform here to launch content on both. We have 3 cable networks on RCN, Verizon, and Comcast. We have a radio station, DC Radio, which is only one of 2 municipally owned, that's government-owned radio stations in the country. And then we recently launched a global streaming network, DCE,
Really?
which is Fire, Roku, Apple, iPhone, and Android. So now content that we're developing and partnering with can be seen around the world. Our former Director Angie M. Gates was heavily involved in this project, and now, of course, she's moved on to President and CEO of Events DC, and our current director, Latoya Foster, is right on board, and she's going to help promote this around the world. We have an incredible programming department here, and without our programming department, those people that shoot these things, the cameras, and edit and write and produce, we couldn't have done this. So about 2 years ago, I think, Russell came and said, Bruce, man, I got this idea, for a scripted show. And I was like, well, man, I don't know. We're not really ready for scripted yet. We're doing all of the shows that we're doing are unscripted, but, it's an incredible idea. So recently, maybe about 8 months, 9 months ago, I said, Russell, I think we're ready, and then he was like, okay, let's go. So Russell, talk a little bit about how you came up with this idea for this show.
First, let me introduce Brother Russell. I just want to apologize because if this genesis started with you approaching Bruce, I went out of pocket with that one. So Russell, tell them who you are and what you represent with Union Oyster Bar, and then how this come to be with Bruce?
Well, thank you for having us. My name is Russell Webster, CEO, President of Union District Films, and the creator of Union Sitcom. And there's no order. I mean, this is a strong partner here, strong brother, and we represent that. We're gonna talk about what the future is. We represent that strength and this whole community that has been built here. I have to pause a lot because it's so much. I mean, when you start to think that Hollywood is here right now, DC, and everything that's been doing, everything everything that's happening now, and everything to come with Officer Cable Television, the whole network, it's just been amazing. And me with this huge idea, Oyster Bar, how do we, and shooting almost like I think Bruce always called it the Black Cheers. It's like, wow. I mean, how could that happen? So the idea, it came from Cheers and looking at the Union Oyster Bar.
Where everybody knows your name.
Everybody loves, and even our pieces, everything happens at Union. And just it just took off when I thought about it and brought it to Bruce, and then we were able to bring in some of the most amazing people. Chuck Vincent, who did Cheers, who did Cosby's, the director, and Bill Bow Wow, who wrote the.
You have someone that was actually worked on Cheers involved with this project?
Yeah, our director who directed our show, directed Cosby's, Cheers, 227, and so many other shows.
Wow.
Amazing.
So you got some heavy hitters.
Yeah, and our writer, Bill Bow Wow, who wrote The Parkers, 227, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and so many other shows as well. So it was just perfect timing.
I love the name because we did Union. I know it's Union Oyster Bar, Union Market, but just Union is us coming together, breaking bread, breaking libations. What is the content? We're going to play a clip from the program. Maybe we should save that for after the audience has seen the clip and we can talk more about the content. But Bruce, I know you have something that you want to add, but I want to come back and show that clip after your comment here.
Well, I just wanted to add that the reason Russell and I, first of all, look to Chuck and look to Bill to get on board with this because we wanted to have experienced people in the sitcom world involved in this project. You know, these guys are, been doing this for 30 years, and some of the most famous sitcoms that everybody has watched, they've been involved with. So we first looked to them because neither one of us had ever done a sitcom.
Not at all.
So we wanted to make sure that we had some industry professionals here, to bring their prowess to it, but also to be able to work with the actors. Now, we were fortunate enough to pull in a couple heavy hitters in sitcom, Tommy Davidson, Shar Jackson, Ernest Thomas, and also Vernon Davis locally here in the production. But there are a lot of developing actors that are in this sitcom. And that, that is very important that we had some guidance for them to be able to work with the experienced actors in order to both elevate their careers and then also gel and make this truly, a sitcom that everybody would want to watch. So I think that was, our thing was like, hey, we got to get some real people involved in this with us to be able to actually execute this.
Well, I think you have done that. You got it on the production side behind the camera, and you got it also in front of the camera. Again, one of my favorites is Tommy Davidson. He's a true veteran and also a DC native. And one of my personal favorites, Ernest Lee Thomas. I grew up with seeing Ernest Lee in What's Happening, but my favorite role from him is when he was, and I was surprised to see him there next to Denzel Washington and Spike Lee's Malcolm X. So you have some heavy hitters behind the camera, in front of the camera. I don't think you guys just win. And I hope that it really resonates with the audience. And let's give them a taste right here. So I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna get a preview of what's to come and come back with you guys to get a recap on this content and the storyline that's gonna be presented here in Union Sitcom, launching Friday, July the 14th. Be right back.
I talked to Ernest yesterday.
Hey, I only got 60 seconds to tell you about DC's original sitcom called Union. And it starred my son, Winston Slippery Jackson. And few other folks you may know, like DC's own Tommy Davidson, Ernest Thomas from What's Happening, Vernon Davis, Nicky Moore, Shot Jackson. I can't name them all. I'm almost out of time. But anyways, to be more specific, Union is a real, keeping it 100 show about life in Washington, D.C., based around the legendary Union Oyster Bar that has been in the Jackson family for over 50 years. And the cast of crazy characters with more crazy lives, a little drama, and a whole lot of love. Only on the DCE network, streaming now on iPhone, Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and Android. Just scan this here QR code to download the app right now. It's free.
And there you have it, folks. All right, man. Give us the storyline on this, and I want to know, Russell, what was the pitch? What was it that you brought to the table that made Brother Bruce greenlight this project? What do you think what it was?
I would just say love. Union is a place you
Yeah.
can come to. Everything happens at Union. I mean, it's amazing. Being over there about 7 years, this is amazing. And we tell real, it's real. We tell real stories. It's when you come to Union, everything happens at Union.
I think one of the things too is that what struck me about it is that, you know, I had obviously been at Union for several events there, and we actually have given several events there, and I saw that flavor of people coming together and the different kind of conversations and all. And what struck me was I was like, man, you know, the difference about this kind of concept and Cheers is that this is an actual bar. I'm like, you know, we could do something that, you know, is like that brings that, I think you said earlier, you know, that camaraderie thing together. But I'm like, it's never been done in a sitcom at an actual operating bar. And I'm like, this is kind of cool.
And that leads me to ask, who's the bartender? Who's fixing the drinks? Because that's who I need to be cool with. So who's the bartender?
Slippery Jackson.
Okay, Slippery. That's a good name for a bartender. That's a good name. All right.
Your story about the bar.
So Winston Slippery Jackson is the elderly man. The bar has been left to him and his sister, Nicky Moore.
Mhm.
It's 50-year anniversary, and they just cutting up. And the wife, Sweetie, would like for her husband to spend some time home and traveling the world, and it's pressing him out to who is he going to leave the bar to? Is it is it Sweetie, or is it their son, Junior? And so it's back and forth the whole piece with them trying to figure it out. And then in between that, everything happens at Union.
Yeah.
Everything happens at Union. I think that should be repeated. I
Yeah.
think that's your unofficial tagline there. Everything happens at Union.
And there's a lot of vying for who's going to get that bar and how it comes about. And you'll see that in this first episode. Now, this is the pilot episode that you guys be seeing there, but everything is already written for a whole, you know, season of shows. But this is literally the pilot episode. So you'll get a taste for, you know, what this
So
is.
what can we look forward to on Fridays? Is the kicking off on July 14th? Is there a specific time that people can tune in? Because I know this is available to stream. When is the actual watch time that is happening on Friday on the 14th?
Well, you'll be able to tune in at 12 noon, and you know this is streaming, so it's going to be 24/7 after that. So you can tune in whenever you want, and it's on a DCE network. So if you got an iPhone, you got an Apple, go to your app store and then search DCE TV or DCE network. If you got Roku, Fire, or Apple TV, then go to your channel store and then download the DCE app, and you'll be able to see that. Plus,
are y'all hating on the Androids? Because the Android people need some love too. So we get the app download as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're an iPhone or Android, you can get it. The point is you can watch anytime and anywhere. And then once you go in there and you watch it, you're going to find a lot of other programming that's up there. Over the last 5 years, we've received over 45 television awards, 10 Emmy nominations, and 4 Emmys for our programming. So there's a lot of great stuff up there. There's music stuff, there's talk stuff, there's variety, there's documentaries, there's a whole bunch of content up there. So not only, take the time and enjoy Union, but also, surf around. I think you find a lot of good stuff and a lot of great DC talent. I mean, the talent in DC has always been here for many years. I was born and raised here, ended up going to LA to school and in the entertainment industry for about 25 years between LA and New York. Came back here because of this opportunity, because I grew up in it. And I also worked in the industry with a lot of people from DC. So now there's an opportunity for you not having to go to LA or Atlanta or New York to be a part of the entertainment
Hollywood
industry.
is here.
You can just stay right here and become a part of it.
I think you guys are confirming the existence of that ecosystem, an indigenous ecosystem that can support the artist community right here in the nation's capital. Right now, we have NEVA this here conference, a lot of media professionals and celebrating all things independent. It's a conference happening in the nation's capital all the time, but we have necessarily retain that that content for our own artists here in the nation's capital, and that thing is what's been addressed right here with this production. And I'm so honored that the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment, that's a mouthful, really rose to occasion and set precedents. Because you could have easily have said, well, we haven't done this before, and stick to the rivers and streams that you're used to, but you guys are chasing waterfalls. And we need that. We need to have the wherewithal to set precedents. We don't need to continue to do what has been done. We need to move forward. This is what we like to call Afrofuturism, because it is fictitious for us to see ourselves in the future. And you guys are setting precedents right now that's setting us up for a brighter and bigger future.
And we also, we also acknowledge a lot of other companies that are right here in DC that are film and television production companies, and a lot of them work through our film incentive. We have a film incentive that we're the only people in the country that actually give a cash rebate to people that film in DC, major companies or studios that used to have a hard time here because they couldn't get the permits and they couldn't, get the support. Well, we have our film division, and Herbert Niles runs that, and he's done an incredible job. I mean, in the last 6 years, we've had films like Mission Impossible, Wonder Woman, Jason Bourne, last episodes of House of Cards, Scandal, and then also a lot of local companies, Octet, with Chuck West and Bree West. They do a lot of things here. They just finished doing Hush, I think the second one here. So there's a lot of this that's going on here in DC. You may not know about it, but I'm gonna tell you, Hollywood knows about it, and the entertainment industry knows about it. I was joking with Kimon over the weekend. I was like, a lot of people know what we're doing outside of DC, but not too many people know what we're doing right here in DC. And there's a lot going on. And, we seem to want to kind of like acknowledge everyone's work because we're all doing this together.
Yeah, and we're also home to one of the largest sound stages. The old BET sound stage is
right now. That's what I'm saying. Interview right in it right now.
Yeah, it was unfortunate we lost the gentleman that spearheaded that. His name is escaping me right now. But that soundstage is one of the largest on the East Coast, right here in Washington D.C. And I'm very apologetic that I'm not recalling my brother's name because he was a good friend. So when we posted, I'm sorry.
Ants. Are you talking about him? I think he came in to actually keep it going after BET left, but there's a lot still going on with that now with his regime. And then our offices are in the original BET building, and that's where we're broadcasting from now. We're sitting in the mecca of what was originally started in DC as our studios here. So there's a lot of tradition that has been built in DC that, we're honored to be able to keep things moving from it.
Yeah, and I was hoping that I could pull his name up, the gentleman that spearheaded the relaunching of on the BET soundstage. I'm going to post his information in this video. We got just a few minutes left. I wanted to make sure we didn't leave any stone unturned. We did shout out Angie Gates, because this is We Act Rare. We do shout outs. Latoya Foster, anyone else that was instrumental to bringing this production to its launch at 12 o'clock, July 14th on Friday for Union Sitcom.
There's so many people. I mean, on my end, there's absolutely Brenda Mallory.
I'm about to say,
She
most
held
definitely.
it down with
Most
20
definitely.
different positions.
Shout out to Brenda.
Stacy, the editor, incredible job on this. We had Muhammad, we had Salah, we had John Avery, a lot of people involved in like a lot of work. Our entire programming team just did an incredible job on everything that was done. And a lot of, we sat there today and we looked at this and we were like, man, this was a lot of work.
A lot of work.
A lot
A
of work.
lot of work.
Of course, all the actors.
There's no way I could have completed this. Not at all.
Actors, I
No
just
way.
saw the growth and development of all of these actors here from beginning to end, and where they started from and where they are now. It's truly a pleasure to see their efforts in putting forth the product that you guys are about to see. Incredible. Lawrence Cooper, couldn't done it without him. He's our general counsel. He's also the major reason that I was able to actually start this streaming network. He's my partner in crime on everything, and just countless more that have come to the table. Russell's staff has been
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Shout out to our whole staff, the Union
Yeah.
District Film, Mr. Sean Rail, the whole entire staff has done an amazing job.
A lot of people have been involved in this, and it's truly been a team effort, and we look forward to doing more unions. We look forward to doing more scripted, and we look forward to giving people in DC, the creatives, an opportunity to excel.
And when if
go
you
ahead.
like, I just want to interject one thing. When you see it, because I've seen your post, if you like it, then you can feel free to talk with us and bring some of the actors on and interview them as well. They all
Absolutely. I'm hoping I love it. I'm hoping I love it because I love you guys and I love the mission. I love the cause. I love the work. I love the idea. The gentleman whose name was escaping. His name was Van Whitfield. Van Whitfield, we lost him unfortunately during COVID, but his dream is still very much alive in the work that you guys are doing right now. Again, you're setting precedents, and I want to salute you, sir, both of you gentlemen, Brother Russell and Brother, I cannot say this enough, Bruce, because you could have said no easily, because the government is not known for setting precedents, okay? So my last question is, what made you have the wherewithal to go where you haven't been and do what hasn't been done? Where was that? Because that's not usually what we catch in policymakers and gatekeepers in positions in government spaces. What made you greenlight this project?
Several things. One, I thought it was a really good idea. Two, I believe that I had a great partner in Russell that we could partner and he could deliver. There's a lot of people with a lot of ideas, but there's not a lot of people who can deliver an idea. And, that's what I saw in Russell. And more importantly, I saw an incredible staff of people here that were able to have the expertise and knowledge and skills to be able to deliver it. I got to tell you, I've done a lot of things in this business, and this is the best group of people I've ever worked with in over 25 years.
I can
Wow.
And I think that's
it.
agency what it is that this, we may be a government agency, but it's full of entertainment people here.
Yes.
And
Love it.
that's the difference. We're the
Love
only
it.
government agency in the country doing this because of the people that are here and able, to make it happen. So that is the, some of the things, the most important things that made me feel like, hey, I think we can do this. I think we can do it well. And the major thing is being able to do it, to compete at a level that would be a level that we could all succeed. One thing you don't want to do in the entertainment business is try to do something and have an inferior product, because a lot of times you only get one shot. So I think that, you got to make sure that you got everything available, the resources, the people, the knowledge, the expertise, and more importantly, the time to do it right. Like, people don't realize this took us a year. You know, I mean, people think like, oh, let's go and do this and we can get it up. And, especially with the age of, YouTube and everything like now, this is television and this is going to be seen around the world. And we want to compete with the major sitcoms that are out there now. So it took some time to make sure that we were able to build this the right way and launch it the right way. So it looks like every other sitcom you've ever seen. So I think that's a testament to everyone that's worked with.
Well, that was a well thought out answer in response to that question. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Brother Bruce. Thank you, Brother Russell. Wish y'all continued success in your terms. Shout out to all the actors involved with this production. Thanks for everybody that's behind the cameras, the producers, the directors, everyone that brought this team to fruition. Thank you for your having that vision. And I'm looking forward to loving this new production, Union Sitcom at Union Oyster Bar, July 14th, going live at 12 noon this Friday. Check it out. And as what we like to say at We Act Radio, do something, because everything happens at the Union. Come on, Freeman. I see you guys Friday, 12 o'clock, sir.
Thank you, young fella.
All right, thank you.
I tell you what. Second interview. And this time I'm free. God, it's so cold up in here. I'm glad I always walk with same like you with my sweats. Lord have mercy.
Well, that's studio. Shoot.
Man, when I stumbled, I was ice cold.